According to the National Institute of Health, by 2029, visual impairment and blindness in the US will increase by 8 million by 2050. With this issue, our company Apvis plans to help the visually impaired and blind individuals through a product that improves the quality of life. I'm Lucca, a junior at Carmel High School, Indiana, and the CFO at Apvis.
I'm Suriya and Gnanasundar, the CTO at Apvis.
My name is Varun, Venkatesh, a sophomore at Dublin High School and the CEO at Apvis.
Dealing with sight loss is a challenge in itself for visually impaired and blind individuals. This causes the loss of activities, information, and finally mobility. As a result, we at Apvis intend to help these individuals by improving their activity, information gathering, and mobility through our Apvis technology.
Currently, only about 12.4% of visually impaired or blind people use something called blind assistive technology. However, this number can change when they use our product.
There are two main companies we are competing with, these being WeWalk and Orcam. Both products assist the visually impaired populace by scanning the surrounding area using sensors and sending audio input through the user's sense of hearing. However, this is ineffective as hearing is heavily relied upon by the visually impaired. Clogging up that key sense with an information overload is not an option, which is why Apvis has decided to use neurosensory haptic vibrational feedback patterns based on the type of high priority object in close proximity to the user. The uniqueness of Apvis branches from its focus to give the user a sixth sense, compensating for the loss of vision. The user will subconsciously memorize each vibrational pattern through muscle memory, and over time, it will become a sixth sense as they instantly know what object is in front of them. They can instantly understand if a car or a person is in close proximity based on a slight vibrational pattern from the Apvis bracelets they are wearing. The product Sunu band, which is very similar to Apvis, also utilizes vibrational feedback as the information system. It is also a bracelet the user wears just like Apvis. However, the Sunu band cannot tell what object is in front of the user. It doesn't have a pattern for vibrational feedback, and it also can't tell where the object is. So if the user were to stand in front of a wall, the Sunu band would vibrate and they won't know if it was a wall or a car.
We are using an NVIDIA Jetson Nano running a trained SSD MobileNet TensorFlow model with a programmable inference accelerator that increases FPS performance and lowers power consumption.
And as you can see, we have already started developing the object recognition system using OpenCV and Python.
Almost anyone can use it regardless of if you are blind or just visually impaired.
Regarding our target market, we are splitting the market into a beachhead and secondary market. The beachhead market is comprised of those who are congenitally and legally blind. The secondary is comprised of those who are partially visually impaired or have diseases such as glaucoma. Since Apvis is more needed by the beachhead market, who are people who are completely blind, we will market to them first to gain user acquisition, and then we will use that popularity and acquisition to market towards the second market.
We at Apvis plan to license our technology to many groups. We are planning to license to private organizations who have invested in us. These would be organizations like Visual Aid and NRTC. This would allow for us to get proper funding while developing the necessary system of implementing the Apvis technology on a greater scale.
We will work with larger companies and charge an additional royalty fee as part of the licensing agreement. Apvis is intended to reach the global assistive technologies for visually impaired market, which is valued at $3.5 billion currently, and is projected to be over $13.9 billion within the next 10 years. Our revenue model includes three ways to make money. First, charging a subscription fee of $20 a month for every month after the first. Second, taking a royalty fee or licensing fee of about 15%. Finally, our business-to-consumer e-commerce channel in which we are selling through Amazon. We expect to reach less than $20 million in revenue by 2030, capturing a 0.175% market share of the assistive technologies for the visual impaired industry.
Our developmental costs will be accounted for $1.2 million in funding. We at Apvis intend to gather the money needed to create our product through government research and development grants, private investors, and venture capital. Out of the private investors, the main target would be angel investors. Combining multiple angel investors would bring in more collaboration with local communities that could be exposed to the product. Next, equity investors would also be sought out. For equity investors, they are evaluating us as a business. With our company having a target audience of only the visually impaired and blind, Apvis intends to focus solely on investors that specialize in the AI fields. This allows for our company to grow as a brand. Apvis seeks to use venture capital by potential investors who specialize in the fields of healthcare, AI, and service industries. In order to get the proposed methods of raising the funds for improving the process of Apvis getting into these industries, our company at Apvis will do a market analysis pitch of us implementing these AI technologies into the already complex industries.